President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin orchestrated a ceasefire to bring stability to war-torn Syria. That was announced at the G20 Summit last week in Germany. How likely is the success of this ceasefire?
Well, we don't have a crystal ball, but we are hopeful that after the devastation that has killed more than 400,000 people, with a renewed commitment from Russia and other actors involving also Israel and Jordan, that this will be a ceasefire that has some chance of actually becoming a reality. So we are hopeful.
How do you think this ceasefire, if it holds, will affect Christians living in Syria?
Well, any ceasefire will be good for the innocent people of that region, no matter what their faith community. So the goal of this administration, President Trump has been clear from the beginning, is to stop the bloodshed. That is good for Christians, that is good for anybody in the region. We have to stop the bloodshed.
Quite a worthy goal. And, you know, while world leaders gathered at the G20 Summit where you put all of this together, violence erupted, if you remember, in Hamburg to protest all of the world leaders. Tell me the administration's message to those who oppose Donald Trump's foreign policy approach, America first. And was this ceasefire, it doesn't seem to me like it, but was this ceasefire an America first agenda item?
Well, what we'd like everybody to understand is that America first, and that is our mantra, does not mean America alone. If you listen to the president's speech in Warsaw, what he said is that we are reaffirming after 8 years of no American leadership, of 8 years of apology tours from the White House. We are back and we are proud for what America stands for. We are proud for the Judeo-Christian values that the West represents, and we will stand shoulder to shoulder with any nation, any community that shares those values and those interests. And that's why we made that speech in that great nation of Poland, that thanks to faith, thanks to focus on the family, had survived through the horrors of World War II, fascism, Nazism, and then decades of communism. So we have a very clear message. If you want to be our friend, if you share our values, we will be the best friend possible. If you're an enemy, watch out.
Mr. Gorka, that speech happened standing in front of the Warsaw Uprising Monument, and the president asked Poles to defend faith and freedom. Very important to our audience, he referenced Pope John Paul II's historic speech in 1979 when he visited his home country of Poland. Now, as a Hungarian whose parents fled the Soviet uprising to the UK, how did this speech resonate with you?
Oh, massively. I mean, I know the gentleman here that wrote the draft of the speech, and they were consciously channeling President Reagan's speech from the Palace of Westminster in 1982, the famous Brandenburg Gate speech of '87, the tear down this wall, Mr. Gorbachev's speech. And we're back to that moment in history where we are re-emphasizing what it is that makes Western culture so special, what the founding values of 1776, the things that the Hungarian revolutionaries fought for in 1956, the people, the issues, the values that the brave Polish workers of Solidarność, of the Solidarity movement were demonstrating for during the years of martial law in Poland. So for me, it was, you know, I'm biased, but it was a home, was a home run. And for the Polish, oh my gosh, look at that community, look at that audience. It was absolutely a home run.
Sebastian Gorka, Deputy Assistant to President Trump, thank you so much for joining us.
God bless, thank you.